Hare Krishna. Hello friends, how are you all doing? I hope you all are doing well. This is Ritendra. I am preacher of Bhagavad Gita, and today I am going to talk about effective executive communication. How to make our communication effective, and how to make effective communication. How to execute the effective communication. Before I start my lecture, I would like to introduce Srimad Bhagavad Gita. This is Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is written by Sri Bhaktivedanta Srila Mahaprabhupada from ISKCON temple, and this is the most authentic source, and this is the best version of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. I would say Srimad Bhagavad Gita is neither religious book nor spiritual book, but in truth it's pure book of the science and humanity, and I am trying to propagate the humanity on the basis of Srimad Bhagavad Gita and trying to morally motivate to those people who are actually frustrated and attempt to commit suicide on the basis of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So on the basis of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, we can learn many things. We can learn how to establish ourselves in good character, how to erupt the ethics and morals in our life, in our character. So let's start effective executive communication as per Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the Srimad Bhagavad Gita way. For any organization, the communication is required. For any in order to understand between two people, the communication is required. And as a free blood circulation is a must for survival and growth for human body. Means there is a free blood circulation is required for the survival and for the growth of the human body. These similar things also applied in terms of communication. When we communicate with other people, there is a free and executive and effective communication it has required. So free flow of communication as a must for an organization. Free flow of the communication, this is required for any organization in between two people in order to understand the empathy of in between two people, in order to understand the pain, in order to understand the feeling of the other people. The communication is required. The Srimad Bhagavad Gita is literally translated as a song celestial, and is essential a dialogue between the Lord Krishna and Arjuna, the most important among the Pandavas princes. Arjuna was the most important among the Pandava princes. There is a song of celestial, and essentially a dialogue between Lord Krishna and Arjuna. Gita forms a part of famous epic Mahabharat. Here I would say Shantakaram Bhujagasayanam Padmanabham Suresham Viswadaram Gagana Satasam Meghavarnam Subhangam Lakshmi Kantam Kamalanayanam Yogi Virdhyanagamyam Vande Vishnu Bhavai Sarvalokeknatham. Here the Mahabharata, here Lord Krishna is a 8th incarnation of Lord Sri Hari Vishnu, and in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, which was said by Lord Krishna in the battle of Mahabharata, battle of Kurukshetra before Arjuna, in order to make Arjuna free from all the griefs which he had attached with the material, and motivated him to fight this bloody warfare. Srimad Bhagavad Gita has consisted 18 chapters and 700 stanzas. Gita is one of the basic book of Hinduism. Gita is one of the basic book of Hinduism, and it has said that if we read Srimad Bhagavad Gita, then we don't read any books in our life. Srimad Bhagavad Gita is equal to all the Vedas, Upanishads and everything. In this paper, actually I am reading this paper, effective communication and all, and according to the Gita, effective communication is that which contain the truth, which is beneficial to the listener and pleasant to hear, and which is made only after self-study. Effective communication is only that kind of communication with which there is a truth, attached with the truth or consists of the truth, honesty, equality, liberty, the speech of expression, and there is a free mode of expression. There is a there is a closed-ended communication, open-ended communication, which is made only after self-study. An executive who follow the guidance provided by Gita for effective communication is sure to have a good support with his bosses and subordinate, and also will accomplish the objective of his communication. And here I would say austerity of the species, base, emotion, Bhagavad Gita, communication, and also self-study. as per Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the song Celestial, the Song of Celestial, in English it was translated by Sir Edwin Armour. It is a dialogue between Lord Krishna and Arjuna. The most important among the Pandava princes Arjuna was, and this is epic of Mahabharata. Austerity of speeches, this is most important. अनुद्वेग कर्म व्याकम सत्यम प्रिय हितम च इत स्वा अध्यायो भाषणम चैव वनमयम तप उच्यते yes उच्यते. I would say Lord Krishna said, chapter number 17 stanza number 15 slok number 15 chapter number 70. Here Lord Krishna said, literally means austerity of the speeches. This is most important. Austerity of speeches, this is most important. Consistent speaking in a manner that will not agitate the mind of listener. That will not agitate the mind of listener. The speaking, the terms, the communication, which should be pacify the mind of the listener or enkindle the base emotion of the listener or his passion. The communication should be true. The communication should be true. This kind of communication is required, and it must be beneficial to the listener and also pleasant to that particular listener. It must be beneficial to the listener. Otherwise, why would other people listen to us? Must be beneficial to particular listener, na? Otherwise, people will say no. This kind of people, this person is only making a talk of rubbish. This kind of person talking rubbish. So we don't have to listen. Whatever he said, this is totally worthless. If something is beneficial to other people, then only people will definitely come to listen to you. Otherwise, nobody will come to listen to you. One should also engage in self-study, and by this way, one can engage himself in self-study. Here, austerity refers to refinement or excellence of communication. People are often distinguished in the terms of their capacity to communication, power of expression. This is most important. Right to speech and expression as per the Article 19th, clause 1, 2, 3 of the Constitution of India. The right to speech and expression is a fundamental right of each and every citizen of the nation. As similarly, power of expression is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Power of expression is one of the primary requisites of successful executive. Through this stanza, Lord Krishna is teaching Arjuna the fine art of communication. Lord Krishna here taught to Arjuna the fine art of communication. पहले good communication से मतलब क्या होता है पता है? If you really want to be a good communicator, good preacher, for that you should be a good listener. And listening and speaking both are vice versa. Without any of them, we can't make an effective and impeccable communication. We should remember that Arjuna is a prince, and in the modern parlance, he is comparable to a CEO. Therefore, whatever Lord Krishna tells Arjuna is squarely applicable to the modern executive as well. Now, as per above stanza, as per Gita, the essential elements for good communication. First element is it should not agitate the mind of listener. Listen it very carefully. In order to be an effective communicator, effective speaker, then what should we require? We require our speaking, our words should not agitate the mind of listener. This is the first element. Second element is it should not in any way enkindle a base emotion of the listener. Enkindle the base emotion of the listener. It should not harm the base emotion of the listener. This is the second element. Let's move to the third element. It should be a truth. When we talk about effective communication, the effective communication should be a truth. Should be with a truth, content with a truth. Fourth element, it should be a beneficial to the listener. This is most important. If something is beneficial to someone, then that particular person definitely listen our words. Otherwise, that particular person will never listen to our word. No? In this material world, in this present world, in this Kali Yuga, people would like to listen only those people which are beneficial to particular person. हर एक व्यक्ति अपने स्वार्थ के लिए जुड़ा होता है एक दूसरे के साथ. And fifth element is it should be a pleasant to hear. It should be pleasant to hear. Otherwise, nobody will come and listen to you. Na? Sixth element is such a communication should be made only after through of self-study. This kind of communication made only and only after of self-study. When we talk about, it should not agitate the mind of listener and should not in any way enkindle the base emotion of the listener. This is the most important. It should be a truth, it should be beneficial to the listener. When we talk about the beneficial to the listener, we listen to something only when it is relevant to us. Listen it very carefully. We listen to something only when it is relevant to us, useful to us and important for us. It is a human nature to always inquire what is there for me in this translation or transaction and how I am benefited by this. Employee of organizations are no expectation to this. Effectiveness of the communication depend upon both the speaker as well as listener. When executive is self-centered is in his communication, the subordinate don't attach much importance to his word. On the contrary, when the executive put his word in such a way that the employee feels motivated to listen to it because he sees something useful or beneficial in the particular pieces of the communication becomes very effective and it would also achieve its purposes. The executive must have empathy, capacity to understand his subordinate and imagination to the communication in a way that is appealing to them. But at the same time, communicator should not mince his word or compromise with the content or objective of the message. Let's move on. It should be pleasant to hear. The executive may not have a choice in a matter of message that he has to pass on this subordinate or boss, but the selection of the word is definitely his choice. The selection of the word is my choice. If I am communicating, then the words would belong to me, and I have to select the particular word by which I have to which I will have to establish effective communication. Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba always emphasized on speaking the truth and speaking it politely and pleasantly. He says, if you can't oblige, you can at least speak obligingly. And Thiruvallur, the great Tamil poet, in this immortal Thirukkural couplet beautifully compares harsh words to unripe fruit. He says, to use unpleasant or harsh word when kind words are there is like picking up the bitter unripe fruit when the sweet ripe fruit is very much there. Listen it very carefully. कि मतलब क्यों कड़वा बोलना है? If there is a मतलब अगर हमारे पास क्यों कड़वा बोलना है, हमारे पास स्वीट वर्ड है, अच्छे वर्ड है, वो सत्य है, हमारे पास क्यों कड़वा बोलना है? To use unpleasant or harsh word when kind words are there is like picking up a bitter unripe fruit when the sweet ripe fruit is very much there. This is said by Thiruvallur, the great Tamil poet, in his immortal Thirukkural couplets beautifully compare this harsh word. When we use a harsh word or unpleasant word, it will annoy and hurt the listeners. On the contrary, when we employ a sweet and pleasant word, they comfort and please the listener. Communication is the greatest tool in the armor of executive that help him establish excellent impersonal relationship. And it may not be an exaggeration here to state that sweet and soothing words are often listened to with great care, and executive who use such a word are always popular and effective among their subordinate. And as a subordinate, the executive himself expect his boss to talk him in the pleasant taste language possible. In the marketing and industrial relations, the executive concern should always make it a point to employ pleasant word and avoid bitter or harsh word. They should always bear in the mind the fact that once words have been uttered, they can never be taken back. If the words which come out from the mouth, it will never get it back. It can never taken back. Such a communication should be made only after through self-study. This is most important. The Gita way of effective communication. Communication is vital for every organization and it is often compared the blood circulation in the human body. Bhagavad Gita, which is known as a song of forms part of famous Indian epic Mahabharata, and it consists of 18 chapters and 700 stanzas. The Gita contains quite a lots of effective wisdom, and by this video, I would interpret one particular stanza of Gita which contain a clear effective guidance for effective communication. According to Gita, effective communication is that which contain the truth, which is beneficial to the listener, pleasant to hear, and which is made only after self-study. The management texts have been mostly written by Western author and don't mention about any of the things of Gita prescribed for effective communication. And this is about our culture and spirituality. We have to follow Srimad Bhagavad Gita, by which we can learn how to make effective communication, our communication, how our communication leave the impact on the other people or on listener. So this is my video, this is my lecture, and I hope you all can understand. If you are having any question, any doubt, then kindly please put a comment. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Radhe Radhe.